what's gonna fuck me up is if this is like if there's an I really do think unless like aliens or gods show up, like I think I kind of got it a little bit figured out. Do you know? Like there can't be another. If Ryan comes onto this podcast and goes, "Here's what it is," and like it blows my mind, that'll blow my fucking mind. Do you know what I
It'll
mean?
blow my mind too, because I don't know. Yeah, it would have to be so out of the left field.
Yeah,
Like
but I don't know
it couldn't even
exactly.
thought of it. Yeah,
Yeah, like yeah, I don't know. Like if it's about respect, I don't think that's what's going on here.
you got to be
But
respecting me,
not for
Mike.
me
I
anyway.
need your respect.
Yeah.
Okay, you look at me in the eyes when you're
Respect
yelling at me.
my
Okay.
authority. Are we record? We're recording, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Mike, what I have is I have like a weird like thing. Okay, and
Okay.
so that should like, and
Mike,
we'll
you
have it
should
be like
keep
the
those
pod.
secrets to yourself, okay? I don't need to know about your weird thing, okay? Is the captain's thing weird too? Like, does he have a
I
weird
don't know.
shaped
I,
penis? Does he have to like
I'm pretty
fuck
sure the captain
around
has
like
the
hallways because it's at
perfect
a right
penis.
angle?
Like, I
Oh,
mean, no, I don't
is
think
this
like.
what Ryan's mad about? Ryan, I hope you listen to
uh,
this later.
oh boy.
Outrageous. I'll tell you what's outrageous. The fact that they're doing all these tax cuts for these billionaires. Yeah,
Too topical, Mike. Too topical. Too topical.
dude, this is happening in a galaxy far, far away. That's could be this galaxy. I'm not saying it is this galaxy.
No, I would like you to reference the specific HR bill that you say is so detrimental. No. uh,
Good news.
no, excuse me.
My wife just came back from dinner, everyone. Actually, you know what? Let me do the starter. How about we start it, okay? How about we start it? Hey,
No,
everyone.
I think I'm categorically against the starting of podcasts. I think that starting podcasts is for dumbos and wimpy boys or something.
Oh,
I
I've
don't
never
know.
missed Ryan so much in my life right now.
I know.
Anyways,
Listen,
okay. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Economy of Nothing podcast, where you get to watch a show being made in real time. I am your host, Mike Allen, the man, the myth, the legend, aka Mr. Greed, aka Business Mike. And then we also have our co-host. One of them's not here today, but I'm going to introduce him anyways. It's Ryan, no last name. He's having a little bit of a situation where he's, I don't know, upset.
broken
We'll
his
talk. Broken his
brain. No, I'm
brain,
just kidding.
brain scribbler, but he'll be back next time. But
They
Ryan, no
call
last
it
name. You will be
COVID.
missed this episode. We will see you on the next one. And then our main Captain Tracy, aka Mike Badon't. Go ahead and say hello, Mike Badon't.
Well, first of all, let me just say thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Your rounds of applause are very much appreciated. I am now the king of the podcast. You are both weaker than me, having both missed a podcast. I can always say +1 podcast for yours truly. Put it in the forever bank.
Man, did you hear that wind?
The big old fart of no one listening.
Anyways, everyone, if you are
Two-man pod, two-man pod.
if you're a
Hands
long-time
on the
listener, you
wheel.
would know that we're on season 34.
You could be a long time. You've been
I
listening
guess.
for 2 months. What are you doing?
No,
Two
if
and a
you've been
half
listening
months.
2 months, we thank you. We thank all our fans out there because we know it is hard to find us on the internet. We don't promote it all. So
I
go to
know that it's hard for some people to even do
theeconomyofnothing.com.
10 podcasts. I'm the only one that's done 10 podcasts. 11 podcasts. This is the 11th
You're the only one
podcast
that's
I've
animated
done.
one, that's for sure.
Oh, that is for sure. And we can talk about that, but first, Mike.
Everybody's getting excited to
if
come
you-
on the Economy of Nothing podcast.
I know. Almost everyone's excited to be on the podcast.
Economy of Nothing and other sites
Joy-
I can't name.
We'll make this. What do you?
Hold on.
Did that play?
The Economy
in
of
your ear? Was that
Nothing on
weird?
YouTube. The Economy of Nothing at gmail.com. I stopped the paragraph because I got. Oh, god dang it.
Okay, so
You give me
all right,
two
so here's-
plugs.
all
You
right,
said you're
Mike,
going to give me
here's
all
a
these
great-
plugs. You give me two
Mike,
plugs.
No, I gave you 4 plugs. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Mike, great place to start. Thing I want to talk to you about Great. This is a good thing to have a two-person podcast because Business Mike's in the building. You didn't hear the relish bit, but you should go to patreon.com/economy of nothing if you want to know everything in the world about relish.
Oh, that
Now,
was a
Mike,
good
my
setup there.
question,
Good setup, yeah.
and he continues the good setup despite the fact that it was
No, I was
stopped right in the
saying
middle.
you did a
It
good
is-
setup there. I didn't know if you actually planned
I,
that bit or you just came up with it on your own. So now, but I get it's
no,
for
I'm
the
a
secret hidden
professional. I'm a
the
prof-
super secret hidden content, right? That you have to pay on
The
Patreon to
super
be a part
secret
of it.
hidden content. Yeah.
And it
I
teaches you
mean,
about the
the
real
Sailor
world
Moon
that
stuff, no one
somehow
knew that.
the economy
Yeah.
of nothing. And we're talking at the same time,
Yeah,
nobody can hear us.
exactly.
Yeah.
If you want to get swifty in here, you know
It's
where to
Swifty,
go.
shit on the floor,
Um,
Mike. Shit on the floor.
now that SEO's
Oh,
been
hey,
triggered.
Ryan. No, oh, sorry. No.
No, where was I going with that? Because you're the business Mike.
Yeah,
You're the
I'm
Mike of
business.
business.
The
And
business.
I'm the Mike of talking into mics. I'm the Mike,
Yeah.
you're the business Mike. Now,
You're the
my
Mike,
question
Mike.
for you. No, what, like, no, sorry, we'll
No,
drop
you're
it. But,
fine.
like,
It's
all
fine.
right, so
Yeah.
I think that now is a good time since there's, like, just two of us to, like, talk about, like release schedules of the podcast and, like, what the podcast is. Just because, like, I don't know. We just never really get a chance to talk about it. So, like, hello, everyone. Was that first part fun and goofy? All right. Economy of nothing, economy of something time. Like,
Economy of nothing time.
and not even that. Like, this is primarily an audio podcast. We agree on that as a business. For, like, if someone goes, why does this video suck? We have the out of going, this is an audio podcast until we have to make the show, right? Like,
Yeah, so if I had to describe what the economy of nothing is, it is the idea of making fun of our
but I'm
current
talking more
situation.
no, it's
Pragmatic.
more practically, right?
Protagonist?
All right, so
Juxtapose.
economyofnothing.com, yeah, exactly. We've gotten Ryan's protagonisms and, like, moral quandaries out of the way, and we're here to make some goddamn money, okay? And
Always counting
by the way,
credits
we're
in the
gonna,
void economy.
I know, getting character, man. You know what I mean? Poof, we're now those characters somehow. It's weird, but I had the time to do it anyway. We're just them now. Probably just 2D animated. Does the captain just sound like me?
Yeah, I think so.
Is this captain enough? Because I didn't think I'd do the captain like this. I was thinking he'd be more tired and
No,
like.
I like.
There's a part of me that thought.
Yeah.
All right, so can I pitch one for you? This is
Yeah.
not what it's going to be, everyone, and I've never done this voice really, but a thought I had was like my voice, like when I like wake up in the morning, can get like real deep and tired, and like if I let it roll, it kind of like it's out, and I was like, oh, I bet I could like all the way through, but then I thought it'd be too like of a Rick and Morty character, like the captain of an airplane, like.
Yeah, I think of that Glenn.
Mr. Green, it goes too
Yeah.
the second I do it, it's too Lumberg. It's too
Like
Lumberg before
Quagmire
it even
as
comes
a
out of my mouth.
pilot, Family Guy bit. Yeah.
Yeah, every time you say it, I really don't like it now that I said it at all. Anyway, so that's what we're not talking about, right? What
I think
we
if you
are
just
talking
talk
about is
with some afflection, use your diaphragm, Michael. Your
from here.
Yeah, you got to talk from your little place right.
But you know what? As we do it like this, I feel so like radio man. Like
I know, but we are fucking radio.
I feel that I can get down into the radio and get
Who
going
wants
with
to
it,
go down and
you say, hey,
boot
here we're
boogie?
jamming. We're
Yeah.
jamming here. Look at the lights in the studio; they're getting pretty low.
Dude, guys, economy of nothing. Guys, economy of nothing.
Okay.
I have a new segment. It's called Economy of No.
No,
I literally saw a
like the
commercial
real-
that I think could be in the economy of nothing, but it was in real life, and it was fucking crazy. It was a fucking it was a commercial.
BetMGM app and
No, it was a commercial on TV, and it was talking about a new medication that comes out. And I guess there's been a law that I got passed by somewhere back in time where they can't do the
thanks,
super fast.
Obama.
Well, they can't do the super fast talking on medication. They can't be like, may cause anal bleeding and death and like really fast. They have to do it slow.
That's the problem because if they just talked a little
Gosh,
softer,
they
it would
did it- they
have
did
looked
it
like an
slow.
opioid crisis or whatever.
They did it slow. It
Yeah.
lasted like 2.5 minutes of just them listing off all the bad side effects. And I'm like, Who would buy this after this? Like, there is no way that the condition is bad enough based off the commercials and the people that somebody
I
should be
mean,
buying
in
that. Like, there's no way that
it,
they would wanna risk all that stuff.
here's what I don't understand. Here's an economy of nothing for you. Like, I don't understand how everyone else is interacting with their doctors. Like, my doctor, every doctor I've ever had won't do a goddamn thing I ask. I'm just like, hey, can I do this? And they're like, no. And somehow everyone's getting like wild prescriptions written and all this stuff. And I'm sitting here thinking, what am I, chopped liver?
So, Mike, I think the
Like,
problem
how do I
is
trick my
you
doctor into giving me more
do you
drugs?
do
Is
you
my
have
question.
okay, I know how to do this. Easy. No.
Oh, so you don't know? I really
No.
thought you, because you're on a lot of drugs, right?
No.
I I've heard you say I love drugs. Please, please, more
I
drugs
have never said that
in
in
my
my life
drug
at all,
arm.
Mike. I've never said that, ever. I took Dare in middle school, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What are we talking
I
about?
have no idea. But
Okay.
I
Do you
also
want
will
to talk about what we're
transition
going
to
to
the
talk about?
I think this might be the best
Will you?
episode.
You really do? I don't
No,
know.
no,
Like,
it's
do
definitely
people?
not.
I was, yeah. I was like, they can't like this, right?
Here's the thing. So Ryan not being here is really fucking us, if I'm being honest. Because I've gotten
Well,
so used to having to
the
wait to
problem is
talk and waiting like because
it is
it was like a cycle.
it is like
Yeah.
it's well, it's an albatross around the neck of the episode because we don't want to talk about it, but there's nothing else to talk about because this is all made up. First time listener, first time caller, tell us, where are you calling us from? Where are you from? Where are you calling us from? Hello? Hello,
Hi.
caller.
Yeah, first time
Oh my
listener,
goodness.
first time
Hello.
caller, as I mentioned before.
Fraser Crane
It's
here.
really
No.
exciting to be on this podcast. How has it been going? I can't hear so far.
You
It's
know,
it's been going
we've been a
terribly,
bit lost.
a
I've been a
bit
bit.
lost.
We've
There was
been
a
stepping on
cadence
each
we
other.
had. We lost the cadence.
I heard there were landmines, I heard there were bombs, and I'm calling on behalf to help out a friend,
Okay.
Mike
Okay.
Allen.
Well, they were mostly
Thank you. Thank you, listener.
Yeah. You guys can call me
so. What's
Ryan, no last name.
Oh, he's
Ryan?
back, baby. He's back. He's back, baby.
So are
Ryan,
y'all
thank
talking about the
God.
You know,
show or
that's funny.
what?
There
A
used to
little
be
bit
a
of
guy
this, a little
on
bit
the
of that.
show named Ryan last name, but
I
he's
He's
not
know
here
actually
this
like,
I know
week.
how
we
fickle
kept trying
people
to.
can be.
Did you want to talk to him? Cause I might be able to arrange it. I can connect some wires, maybe get him on the show.
I really don't think you can.
You don't think I can get him on the show? We're friends. I
I'm not
know him
sure if
personally.
you
I
have
could
enough
call him.
strings to pull. I think it's a Pinocchio kind of
Really?
situation.
You don't think I have the strings to pull? I have a lot of
The strings have
strings.
been cut. I mean,
Yeah, but
if you were
I
pulling
know
the
how to
strings
tie
of
a
Mike
lasso,
Allen,
grab Pinocchio, rip his ass back over here. Say, sit down. But he's a boy. He can do whatever he wants. I ain't telling him what to do. You know what I mean?
a boy, you don't even respect
In
an
this
adult
metaphor.
man. Oh, okay. It's a
He's
metaphor.
Pinocchio. Goes from puppet to boy.
Um,
That's his thing. He doesn't become a man. Which
so are
version
you
of Pinocchio is
Geppetto?
this? No.
Who's Geppetto?
I don't. Is there a pedophile on the call?
I think that you're
Geppetto's his
Monstro.
dad.
Yeah,
Geppetto
exactly.
is
Hello.
dad. Yeah. Yeah.
Geppetto's his creator who wishes him into a real boy.
But
He's
also
just like,
weird, right? Like, that dude was like
no,
64.
only weird,
Yeah.
exclusively weird, not normal. And I'm a guy who thinks that there are things like that there's not a normal, but man's puppet becomes real boy unnormal, right?
You know who
Or
was in that
no?
movie?
Caller, listener.
Cynthia Erivo, the star of Wicked and the Broadway play The Color Purple. She was the Blue Fairy
Okay.
in the live action remake, and I don't even care for a live action remake.
No freaking way.
Cynthia Erivo.
Is the Pinocchio live action remake a Tom Hanks vehicle?
I wouldn't be surprised. Everything has been a Tom Hanks vehicle since the Polar Express, if you know what I mean. If you can make
Dude,
the
I've
Polar
watched
Express a Tom Hanks vehicle, you can make anything.
Dude, I've watched the Polar Express so many times.
Why?
because my
Like
He's
for
one of
your
daughter
those,
watched it.
children or
Ryan.
like for your own enjoyment?
Well, so I never
No, because he's a
watched it growing
child.
up, but I
Yeah, he's a
watched it for
crazy
the
man.
first time with my kids, and I was like, "Yo, that," the first time I didn't pay attention. Second time I was like, kind of paying attention. Third time I was like, "Yo, this is pretty good." Fourth time I'm like,
Hmm.
"How they get away with this in a kid movie?" Like fifth time I'm like, "I hate it." Sixth time I'm like, "Now I'm actually going to
Damn,
the
this is
Polar Express in
genius.
town." The seventh time I'm like,
You're like,
"God,
we're
why are we
taking a trip
watching
to
the
the North
Polar
Pole,
Express?"
everyone.
Why are we watching the Polar Express in March? The ninth time is like coming up pretty soon, and I'm pretty sure they're already talking about booking tickets again. So
Damn.
it fills up fast.
But it's like not even a
I
musical,
know.
right? It's
Hot,
just
hot,
pure
hot,
movie.
hot chocolate.
Okay,
Never
so
ever let it cool.
okay, there are songs.
What what is that movie about?
Have you ever seen the Polar Express, Mike?
I've seen the Polar Express.
Teach
I've
the
never paid
children.
attention to the Polar Express.
No. The Polar Express is probably it's about a kid
It
who
looks boring.
it's
It
not
just looks
it's not it's
boring.
a, it's a
Have you
kid.
seen Rudolph? Rudolph looks really fun.
I mean, do you want me to describe the movie, or was it all just like a bit to make me not describe it?
It's all a bit, Mike, or it's all the most important thing in the world. It's hard to tell. What's up?
You asked me, motherfucker. God damn. Anyway,
This
the Polar Express.
I was asking the listener, Mike. You like to make all the calls about you all the time. We barely ever get any listeners, probably because they used to call into Car Talk, and then whatever happened to those guys happened to those guys. Probably they died. And there's like two other guys on the internet. There used to be three guys. Now there's two guys. They have a caller, and you're taking up all the airtime. You won't even be quiet right now while I'm
Mike,
trying to let the listener
Mike,
talk.
Mike,
You
you're
just
doing
keep
that thing
going.
where you talk in front of a mirror again. I'm over here.
oh my god, that's so brutal.
Mic drop.
Oh my god, I mean if that
Was
doesn't
it?
perfectly transition into the reason for my call, I don't know what does.
I thought it was.
I imagine I always
Well,
like use the term
he's
you're shadow boxing, like you're punching against shadow, like you're just like punching in a room by yourself. But you're talking to a mirror is pretty interesting as well.
yeah.
Oh man, sometimes I just come up with these great one-liners, and I think
You're
that
just
was
kind of like
that
a
was it.
I
genius
can't wait.
sometimes.
I can't wait
Thank
to
you,
animate
second
this.
genius on the show. Thank you, listener. Thank you so much.
I'm
Let it be
different.
known, Mr.
That's
Green,
two different
aka
people
Well, you
calling you a
know,
genius.
yeah, two separate people calling me a genius, Mike. That's 2 to 1, bro.
I'm gonna have to.
Who's the
I'm gonna have
real
to look at the Lipson
genius?
numbers at the end and make sure those are unique
Du-du-du.
genius votes. But listen, preliminary numbers are good on you getting another award. We do have to discuss official awards, but again, the caller has a question or would just like to be heard, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, caller. What would you like to talk about or be heard? What grinds your gears?
thank you so much for asking. People, no one really knows who I am or any of my dynamics in my personal life, but I'm just calling to ask when you have a conflict with a friend, it feels to me sometimes to be very intractable, very unresolvable. So I'd like to hear Mike Allen's opinion on said conflict and how one can move forward in a healthy way.
Okay,
That's the gist of
okay.
it.
I would love to hear what you have to say.
Great.
Go
Well,
ahead,
I have
caller.
some things written down. Thank you so much. I have some things written down from a previous time that my friend and I have spoken, but it really all started about a month or so ago. There was a conflict at work, and I was really worried that my friend was going to lose his job for a really long time. He showed no such signs of being perturbed, and it turns out that things are looking his way, so that's very good at all things considered. But then
Okay.
when we had a work happy hour, things took a left turn because, long story short, I felt very attacked, belittled, aggressed upon. And, but essentially, we had a follow up call to talk about this after some period of keeping to ourselves. And at the end of the day, it's like, what do you do when a friend like doesn't care how they treat you or when they treat you badly? And like, what does that make one or two? Like, is that friendship? Is that something else? Is it companionship? Is it
It
camaraderie? Is it coworkership? Like there's lots of kinds of relationships. So I'm wondering how you might deal with a situation like that.
Okay, so listener, here's all as you know, my
Mhm.
background in general, was military with the Air Force. I went to college at ECU.
Thank you for your
I've moved
service.
around um, a bunch of different places and lived and worked with a bunch of different people. And the
Mhm.
one things that I can tell you about people in general, it's the ones that are honest with you and still want to hang out with you, like even on your
Mm.
bad days,
Yeah, sure.
like on the things that they need to call out,
Mhm.
or that they're the ones looking out for you. And I can say that with
Mm.
absolute certainty that it's kind of like having a kitchen cabinet of people that you can bounce ideas off of in a
Totally.
sense. And like, so if like you have a problem, you're going to have what, like, let's say you're lucky if you're on one hand that you could reach out to one of these people and, or all
Mhm.
of them and get their opinion on it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure out of those 5 people, that you could talk to, that you're gonna
Mhm.
get a different response from each person, right? Because that's why they're in the kitchen cabinet. Um, but everybody else outside of that is just gonna say the thing that gets them on to the next thing, because no one's really thinking about anyone else but themselves, especially if they're not really your friend.
Mm.
So,
Yes, sure.
in my opinion, your closest friends can sometimes be the most brutalist to you. It kinda goes with
Mhm.
the saying, like, you always hurt your family because you know they'll forgive you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yes.
So,
But my
yeah, that's my thing.
dilemma, yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I think the thing is that I understand that perspective, kind of like piecemeal or when it's reciprocated. Like, oh, there's difficult times, people will say things to you, but like when you yourself are the injured party, it's a different stance on it, right? Because as you said, I have more fingers on my hand. I have other people in the cabinet. And
Okay.
when there's an asymmetry of approach from these people in my cabinet, then I have to think, well, why is this situation different, you know? So I think
So
that's the
Does different
difficulty.
always mean worse, caller?
I don't think different means worse, but let me look at some of my quotes from our previous conversation that I have. One quote is such like this. I wonder what you might think of this, Mike Allen. Quote, "You believe in social norms like apologizing." Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Quote,
That's a quote.
quote, "You don't understand because I've planned this, and you don't understand because I'm smarter than you. And once you
Mhm.
get this, you'll be smarter than me." That's another quote.
That's a compliment.
I have
That's a fucking
I have
compliment.
another quote. Quote, I'm the most our audience will love this. I'm
No, this
sure
is
there
caller.
should be some kind of grammatical pedant on this podcast to assess the grammar of this. Quote, "I'm the most sincerest motherfucker you know." I'm sorry, bleep that out if you can't swear on this podcast.
Objection,
The
Your Honor. That's
only
being brought as evidence against
I'm
me.
the most sincerest motherfucker you know. The only insincere thing I said was apologizing. So, it
So
feels to
Out
me
of context, you didn't want that.
like
I
there can
forgive you,
be a
Your Honor. I'll
difficult
take the court.
situation that we find ourselves in when you might express hurt or sorrow towards a friend or someone in your cabinet, and they respond by saying that they would apologize but they don't know what for and they don't actually care about the apology. And then you think to yourself, "Huh, I guess it doesn't matter."
okay, so, listener,
Mhm. Yeah.
this situation, for some reason, it just feels like a situation I've heard of before, but I'm just gonna take a stab at it, okay?
Yeah,
So
sure. Any background knowledge you can bring.
yeah, so I love that you brought direct quotes because as some, you
You're
hear
welcome.
telephone. It's just as I thought. The person I know that acts this way, especially
Mhm.
when they've been drinking,
Mhm.
um,
Yes.
yeah, the best way I can say it, if this person, if being an asshole was a muscle, right?
Mm.
And the only time that you could ever really work out that muscle is when you're
Mhm.
drinking. This
Then they've
person
never skipped
has,
leg day.
yeah, yeah. And but the reality is when he's not drinking, he's still kind of an asshole, but he can
Mm.
think before he talks a little bit. So
Okay.
it comes out nice. But I think the thing you got to keep is that your friend's an asshole.
Yeah.
When he drinks, he's more of an asshole, and he
Yeah.
probably wouldn't act that way in my scenario. That's when
Mhm.
you're just like, get the fuck out of here, and I'll talk to you later. You know what I mean?
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it seems like later might also come with drinking too.
What do you mean?
I mean, like I've had a drink right now, for example. I'm sorry, maybe this is a sober podcast, but you know,
No, it's okay.
one
It's
might
okay.
drink the next time I'm speaking to them as well.
I think in
And then if
general,
they're being an asshole
Am
when
I
they're
not on
drinking,
camera imbibing? I'd like to be on camera imbibing. I'll draw a drink in my hand if I can't be seen currently.
listen,
Just for the record, I'll quiet it down
and if
again.
if they're drinking the next time we talk, then maybe they're being gonna be the same kind of asshole that I found the first time. Or and when I say the first time,
But
I obviously
but
mean the
what if
1000th time.
what if so? Excuse me.
to be
Yeah.
fair, Mike Bedont did try to compliment you. I know it doesn't feel like a compliment, but that's what I said.
Those all sounded like compliments. Every single one of them
No, the
sounded like a
last two,
compliment.
the last two.
I don't-
Read the last two quotes again, Ryan, slowly.
I said when he figures.
One of my quotes I have is the last quote I
I'm so
have
surprised.
is please think about how you upset me before we talk next tomorrow.
Dude,
And
that sounds like Donald Trump.
the
bro.
response
Come
was
on.
I don't care. The response was I
no,
said
no, no,
think
no.
about
He
how
said that. I
no,
didn't say that. No, 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 no.
no, that's literally
no,
me.
Read who said that.
No,
No, he
no,
said
it wasn't.
that.
Wait. First off,
I'm sorry about
is
your
this in person?
co-host.
I don't want to hear.
No.
This isn't a text message, right? This was in
No, no,
person?
no. This was a voice
No,
call.
no.
I asked this
Read the
individual.
quote. Mike
I
Allen's
said
misunderstanding.
I asked this individual. I said, please think like you've deeply upset me. Please think about how you might have upset me. And this person said, I don't care. I'm gonna think about literally anything else.
Oh yeah, I mean he's saying that and like
Hmm.
he literally doesn't care. It's not like he's
That's a
saying
really
it
interesting
mad.
insight from you.
No, I mean, and I don't mean that in a mean way.
I
Like,
care so much.
no, but like
Ridiculous.
he doesn't. Though.
Theoretically.
A
I'm not theoretical.
Yes,
narcissists
yes.
never care fully about. Like it's all you know.
Yeah. Well, I think that's just like the place that I'm at with where I think I
Right,
was
right.
curious
You
about
just
your
gotta-
insight.
Dude, Mike Bedell is Mike Bedell is Mike Bedell. And
Yeah.
there are times when he is profoundly a genius. There are times when he's profoundly an asshole. And you know what? I'm so used to the asshole. But I know, and there are times when I'm profoundly an asshole. Right, Mike? I mean, I'm not perfect.
Fair.
And I think that's what being a good friend is, accepting those flaws, seeing past it, and then you work through it, and then you're right here. The whole
I
thing
agree.
that Mike
I
is
agree. You're
trying to
describing
do-
me.
I know,
going.
but I think Mike is giving you a little bit of tough love because we're trying to kind of like jumpstart you into the economy and nothing. And I'll just be transparent with you here, Ryan. I feel like there's been many times where me and Mike Bedont have felt like you're 90 there. You get right to the tip of being like you've lost your mind. You see how everything relates to everything. But every time you get there, you take a step back and you're like, that can't be it. And in general, the way I see this whole thing working out is that, Mike Bedont kind of proved it to you a little bit in the meeting with y'all's work and stuff. And I feel like that was like a good sign, but he probably like diminished that with probably the way that he came across drunk, right?
I think that is a generous and reparative reading of what might have happened based on you not being there.
Okay.
So I understand that perspective. I think
Yeah. I'm sure
So
there's
to be
nitty gritty
clear-
details that can make things
To
sting
be
more.
clear, this isn't a bit. Like, you guys are not surprised giving me a surprise party?
Is
no
it a pizza party?
Ryan, after our conversation where I genuinely apologized to you for like everything I could have said. And I was
Mike.
like, tell me what I said. I'll never say anything like that to you ever again. And you're like, well, you need to apologize for the specific thing you said. And I was like, I don't know. And I listed off all the things I could think of I said. And if you can say anything, I'll say anything. We'll never talk about the economy, nothing again. We can do anything. I won't drink when we hang out. I will satisfy anything you want. But the thing you want from me is just whatever I won't give you.
So
What's that even mean?
so here's what I have to say about this. In a conversation I had with you a few days ago,
Yeah.
We both
Maybe
agreed.
I've lost my mind. I'm open to it.
We
I'm
both
like
agreed to each other to not bring to we agreed to both acknowledge that your apology was in fact fake. It was
but
insincere.
you didn't want it.
Mike,
You wanted the
Mike,
sincere apology after
it
the
was
fake apology
insincere.
returned.
You admitted that it was insincere. We
But
talked
your
for an
request for it
hour.
was
We
insincere.
talked for an
Yes.
hour. We said your apology is not real because you don't know what you're
So you haven't
apologizing
thought about it
for.
at all since then.
You're not remorseful, you're not contrite. You're apologizing for nothing. So you don't need to apologize for anything. Your apology is
No,
neither given nor
if you're
received.
upset about something,
What the
if
fuck
you're
is
just
happening?
upset about a general, like you're upset about a general vibe I'm giving off. I will not apologize for my general vibe because things
Okay,
are generally going
pa-
good. If you're upset
pause.
about a particular way I'm acting about a particular thing, I can change that. I don't give a shit. So that's why I'll just change it. But if you won't tell me what it is, I can't sit around and like hope I figure it out. I'm not
That's
going to
fair.
play guess what you're mad
I will
about.
say that's
I got
fair.
other stuff to do. I had
Yeah,
doing other things.
that's fair. That's fair,
And I care
Ryan.
about you, man, but I think you should be doing other things than like making me try and guess. That's not us being friends. That's you trying to get me to like, what, dude? Me and Mike don't do that. We tell each other. He throws a beer can at me and we never have a problem
You're
again.
never gonna let the beer can go, okay? That happened like the
No, it's a
first year.
point. No,
I know.
we've
I'm making a
we've
joke.
never
I'm
had a
making a
problem
joke.
since that. Like
No, we
it's
haven't.
our understanding. So that's why I
Yeah,
go
I know.
back to it. I don't know.
I know. Sorry, Ryan.
Anyway, Ryan,
We did.
I
So
swear to God, I'm
yeah,
not trying to. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm telling you, if I went too far with anything I said or did, like I like do I don't. We're recording this, so I don't know. Do you want to go through all? We can go through each one of them.
this
Like
might
I
be the
don't think
best
that like
episode. If
I
I'm being honest,
canceled
like the
myself. Like I
internal
don't give a
drama.
like what I'm saying is like I don't think I said anything that like isn't just words I said in the moment. And if you think that I said something that was like an actual emotion I feel, then you're the one that's betraying all the time we've spent talking to each other, right? Like not me. Because like obviously like and
Okay,
again,
let's
like
pause. Let's give Ryan a chance to talk for a second because you've said a lot. Let's see if Ryan understand what you're saying because I'm at this point I'm having a little trouble tracking. Ryan,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
what is Mike Badone like? So Mike Badone, I think, is
I
saying
mean,
here
we
is
don't
like
have to talk
I
about
am.
any of this either. So
He's
we
trying
can
to
end
say
the
to you,
podcast.
just Mike. Um, I think what he's trying to say to you is like I'm willing to apologize
Mm-hmm.
sincerely if
I
I
am
know
a
what I'm apologizing for because I care about you as a friend. But I'm not going to sit here and guess what it is you want me to apologize
no, not even
for.
that. No, I want to be very specific. It's
Is that
like
it?
Brian, if I thought sitting here and like I will sit here and I will guess with you for the next I don't know, however long anyone wants, I'll try and think of every single thing I said and guess in order of actually the severity in which I think they were and I can remember them and I said them and stuff. And everything else I said to everyone else that happened and how loud it was and the time the guy was sitting behind me and stuff like that, right? But like if you won't if there's a specific thing I did and you won't articulate it to me, when we hang up this call, I will not sit around and guess about it, dude. I just can't spend my life with that in my fucking soul. I'm sorry, dude. I'm here telling you,
Yeah, it's
I'm
therapy,
sorry for
man.
it and I'll
It-
apologize for it, man. But I can't hold that on me, man. And you shouldn't hold any of this stuff on yourself either. And that's what I'm
Ri-
trying to tell you.
Ryan,
And that's a tough love I'm trying to give you. And if you think it's something else, I'm sorry, buddy. We can stop talking about it. We
Ryan.
can. But I just got to tell you.
Okay, okay. So Ryan,
Mm-hmm.
the only
Mm-hmm.
reason that like we in a way that I understand the way that Mike's talking, like I can't sit around and think about it because like one of the first things they tell you to do when you go to therapy, like for me, it was
Mm-hmm.
write down a list of 10 things that you have control of every day. And when you really sit down and you think about 10 things you have control of every day, it's a hard list to fill because there's so many factors out there for every little thing. And like you come to conclusions like you're like what can you have control over? It's like I have control over what I eat.
Like,
I
is
have
this an
control over
intervention
when
on
I
drinking? I'll
sleep.
never drink again.
I have
Is that what
I
it is?
have a
Do you
I
want me
have
to stop
control
drinking?
over
I
what
don't
I
even want
say.
to.
I have a control over like, like anything that
I mean,
involves
I do now
yourself,
because I
like
said I
make
wouldn't.
like
But yeah.
whatever it is, that's what you have control over. You don't have control over other people's way they feel about you all the time or like, guessing what other people's feeling. You can run those scenarios in your head and I have a million times. I'm sure Mike has. But we just hit this point where it's like that's so much wasted time. It's
Mm-hmm.
a wasted effort on things that especially if they're your friends, if they're your friends and your co-host, there's no beef. There's nothing but love. And Ryan, if I say anything that offends you, we
Mhm,
can talk
mhm.
about it, and I will apologize sincerely immediately. Um, I think Mike would agree to that too. Um, but we just need to know what
Not
it
it's
is.
not what I'm trying to
You know?
do, but
We
like what I'm saying is like, and Ryan, this is like since like this is the realest thing I can say, man. Is like,
Uh-huh.
but like, if you can't articulate it to me, then I, as your friend, need to look you in the eye and say, "Cool, man." Then we can talk again when like you figure it out. Because like telling you, you should not. We should not be friends. We should not be doing this. If you're sitting around all weekend, like think about the way I'm treating you. I swear to God, I'm not trying to treat you that way, and we should like stop being friends because like that's so much worse than I feel like I'm like we're doing. I don't know what else to say, buddy. Like seriously, like
it,
I don't know.
I think it's
That's all
not
I
about
got.
like
yeah, sorry.
I will say it's about how you're treating me, but it's also about like your ability, your capacity to treat me badly, right? Like for example, our dilemma is that at this point is like I could forgive you for anything, and I have before, and you've forgiven me before. Whatever, people make jokes, people say things, and it's not that you made a specific joke. It's that like your anger is the eye of Sauron, and I was silly to think that the eye would never look at me.
I love when you do Lord of the Rings references.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
Yep.
Yes, you were. You were silly, and you're being silly right now. And here's the fucking eye, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You're being silly. This is a podcast no one's watching. The only person that will ever hear this is my dad now with me yelling at you, and my dad again when he listens to it. Wake the fuck up, dude. This is all fake as shit. Even if you get fired from your job, it's still fake. You'll still just go to Richmond next month and stay with your aunt. Come on. I'll cut this out of the podcast, dude.
You
But
don't
come
need
the
to.
fuck on. I'm your friend. Shut the fuck up.
And as your friend,
God
Here's what I
damn.
must say. Definitely don't cut this out of the podcast. This is
man,
what
guys,
I was this is what I seek.
And my mom, I probably woke her up, but she said some mean thing about you, so I won't say it.
That's totally fine. I think per what you just said, another thing you mentioned before was that like of you and I of your behavior, Mike, only I care about it, Ryan, not you, Mike, because
Yep.
you've moved past it. And what I'm seeking clarity on, which this
What
might be a
behavior?
no, but what I'm seeking clarity on, right, is like if if Mike Allen was mean to me or hurt my feelings, and I was like, hey, I was upset by this, and then he says to me, the only person who cares about your feelings is, or who cares about what I said to you is you. That is an unhinged and crazy thing to say to a person. I don't think it's a good way to go about living your life with relationships with other people. I don't think it is healthy or how I am received by any other people that I speak to in my
okay,
cabinet or outside of it. Not even strangers
100%.
speak to like so
Okay,
it's like it's unhinged.
yeah,
And
okay,
I don't know how
Ryan.
to proceed
Okay.
forward, but like maybe the answer is I'll drink and then I'll get over it.
All
And
right,
maybe
but
that's
hear
what
me.
it will take, you know?
All I want is for you to say something other than it's difficult. Like it's double difficult because now
Sorry.
I'm bounced back off your fucking answer that it's difficult. Maybe I could just have humility for 1 second in my life because I ain't really done nothing yet. But that's okay. Me and Mike ain't really either. He's got kids, but like people do that on accident all the time, right? The thing he's doing
Yeah.
that matters is being a good dad. No, that's not what he said. That is,
Well,
he said his relationship with me is different than any other relationship in his life.
I know, but no, but I'm gonna have to tell you.
Mike and I
So
have
Get real, Ryan.
spoken 7
When keeping it real
times.
goes right. When
no,
keeping it
no,
real goes right.
this is just my theory, and
Mhm.
it's much deeper than the surface.
We only want to judge ourselves based off of the purest of our intentions and judge others based off the worst of their outcomes. Right?
God,
I mean,
man,
like, literally,
why?
George W. Bush fucking said that, and he's a
No,
clown.
no.
I think many people intend well. I actually think I approach everyone thinking that they intend well, as a matter of fact, except for like fascists, right? Men cannot control their emotions very well because they're not taught to regulate. That's just the facts of patriarchy. When that eye flashes onto a local hobbit walking through, you're like, holy shit, this is gonna fucking kill me. And do I deserve to be treated like this? Because I'm just a kind
Fuck
of...
you, I
Bro,
won't feel bad.
I
They
cannot
don't feel
express
bad.
enough.
Be my friend. Be my friend. I don't want to feel bad. Fuck you. It wasn't a big deal. Fuck you.
Mike
Ryan.
said, be my
real.
friend. That's what happens when you run into an asshole in the morning. You don't keep interacting with that asshole. You leave and you move on with your life. The only person who cares about what I said to you is you, bitch.
My dad was a ball buster. Like, I never got a good job that came before a fucking criticism. Yeah, you want him to change for what reason other than your own fucking bias? Like, fuck you, you're not that special. And I don't mean that meanly, but like, why should he have to fucking change for you? Shouldn't you have to change for him? Why are you so fucking
True.
special? You could never hurt my feelings because I value my own self more than I value your opinion. And that's not a fucking jab at you. What you gotta learn is no one is gonna look out for
Cheers.
yourself more than yourself.
Mike Allen.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Brian, where are you?
Ryan.
He's a
I'm
voice
here.
right
What
now.
did I say?
Ryan. Well, he's the we don't know the name of the caller.
Oh, it's unknown caller.
Yeah,
Well, it's
he
too
doesn't
bad.
know.
I hope it's Ryan because, he's the glue that's been holding this podcast together. I want you to know that.
Yes.
And without him, it would be, just, it would be unlistenable, I guess is the word.
That's
Is
true.
that- if that's a word, I'm not sure it is.
Yeah. No, it is. It is.
It is a word.
You're right.
Thank you. I see
You're
where all
right.
the tough love is coming from. I see how you raised Mike with a tough love environment.
you
Well,
go.
I can only apologize a little bit. His mother had half of what the situation. It's not all my fault.
I mean, I met you
love
both,
that.
so
I
I
love
know that a lot of it was just, nature. I guess you would be responsible for both. So whichever one you're less responsible for.
If that the unknown caller is Ryan, I want him to know he's been to my house 2 or 3 times, and he brings his own beer. So I guess I don't know.
I have particular taste that I don't know if will be accommodated.
Well, that's we all have particular taste that we don't know whether it'll be accommodated. But anyway, at my tender age, it's about bedtime for me. And,
Yeah,
but
it's pretty
I'm-
late. Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
it's pretty late for me.
Go ahead.
But but once again, I'm going to pay at $3 a month.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm already signed up. All I need to do is start paying the $3 a
I
month.
love it.
And yeah, I hope you guys split it equally. Is the only thing I can tell you.
We'll
We
have
do.
to.
Mike
Legally.
sends us by pigeon. He sends us $1 each by pigeon.
Fair enough, gentlemen. But I have to go to bed now, and I want you to be nice to Mike so he talks softly and doesn't
Yell.
piss off his
You
mother.
know what? I could do that. Ryan, can you do that?
I will be kind to Mike. That's one of my favorite hobbies.
I don't know why I called Ryan Brian. I was hoping it was somebody else. I guess I don't know.
It's fine. I always appreciate your hospitality. You can call me anything you'd like.
I want you to know we love you here, buddy. That's all I can tell you. We love you.
It's all love.
So
It's always all
So-
love.
good, and a good night to both you gentlemen.
Good night, Sarah.
Love is action and intention in concert.
I do respect your opinion as a friend. I do. But I don't really hold on to anyone's opinion for too long because I don't have enough time to think about it, if that makes sense.
Well, you called
Yeah.
in and ruined the podcast with your whining. I'm the dumbest man in the world except for you because you're dumber than me. Do you understand? Do you understand
Also,
what's happening
everybody-
here? I don't give a shit what you think about this podcast.
Neither
Like,
does
or
J.K.
whatever.
Rowling
Or-
care. J.K. Rowling doesn't care either.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. You're a bad friend to me. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Don't wake your parents.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're a bad friend to me. I'm your biggest fucking problem. Okay? Be mad about me and do something and do nothing about me, despite the fact that you're mad about me. Congratulations, dumbass.
So
I think that everyone can hear what you just said and realize that I'm the unhinged, crazy one that doesn't respect the other.
You don't have any friends in this world. You're lucky you have two talking to you right now. Like,
I'm not talking about the show at
fucking
all.
Fix your brain.
because
My God,
Why
I
else
swear to fucking God, I hate you the most now. I hate you the most. You're the worst one of them all.
like he was almost there, dude, and his brain just brought him back to.
But I'm
To
not
the-
wrong.
the
I'm
no-
not wrong, right? I realized halfway through, but I didn't at first. So
No,
anyway, but no,
Ryan.
I really did, Ryan. Like, okay, cool. That makes
do you
me
see
feel
what
like
we're
Ryan.
trying to scramble your
Ryan-
brain?
It's like it sucks. Like this isn't fake. Like this is hard work and like belief and a little bit of shrill. You know what I mean? And if I went too far, I'm sorry, dude. But get over it. We're trying to do something. Like you got to feel it now.
We just want to free you from the shackles.
It's all fake and silly. None of this is the real shit.
You're holding your teammates hostage, dude.
No,
That's so
I would-
fucked up. I was saying he's either fucking with us or like there's literally something in his brain that reverts to the mean every single time.
No, why?
It's so crazy how like I have to explain that you hurt my feelings, and you have to like extrapolate it into being about the show or being about work.
If he says I grabbed his balls, like I like be like, man, I'm pretty sure I remember everything. I don't think I was that drunk. Like, take me to prison or whatever. I'm calling so much bullshit on you that if I had texted you something, you probably would have been like, oh my God, why won't Mike leave me alone for a minute?
Say something you're not gonna like here, but this is third party looking in. I kind of think you just want to bang Mike Vidal. I'm being honest.
Well, now we're
Like,
glad the homophobia.
and I think if you
came.
just admit that to yourself, we can all let this go. Like Mike's a good looking dude. If I was gay, I'd let him bang me. So, but I'm not. So
It's in the
I mean, I
book.
get it. You know.
First of all, Mike, you're the gayest one on this podcast.
This is a lot of assertiveness for me being a first-time caller. Honestly, it's really intense to hear accusations like this.
I'm just saying, if we got to get through this part, let's call a spade a spade.
Oh man,
This
I'm
won't
glad
come
this
up again.
is-
I agree.
Good.
This won't come up again.
What?
It's like Elsa said, the past is in the past.
The past is in the
What
past.
is? No,
Let it
my brain-
go.
whatever.
Let it go. I think he's over it.
Can
He
I
just
just
used
ask
a
one
Frozen reference.
question?
He's over it. He's over it. He definitely wants to bang you too. That's funny. It'll never come up again. Yeah, I can read between the lines there. That's the 90.
Hey, what's the 90?
Ryan,
happened?
if you've been listening, you always go 90. And then
Oh, and then it's a
like,
10 backwards. Yeah.
yeah,
okay,
the
okay.
10 backwards.
I
Every
was
time.
like,
Okay.
wait, I didn't know it had a name already.
Yeah, bitches do.
I
be
think
thirsty.
honestly, what you
All
need,
right,
you need
well,
to do some psychedelics, man. You need to do like some mushrooms or like a.
I
drop of
definitely do need to
acid.
do some mushrooms.
Yeah.
Ryan, your brain is broken. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, actually, the
for
mushrooms
sure.
like they treat it like fresh pow pows. They can like you have waves in your brain, but they're saying like I guess they found with the psilocybin that it kind of like is comparable to like fresh powder, so that like if when you go down it like
No,
it doesn't
you
make
do
the same
need it.
lines
You
twice.
need to get good. You need to get good high. You need to get sativa high.
You need
not to
no
be like
no. I know, but
taking
like
whatever people leave at
listen,
your
I think we
apartment. You
could
need to be
all
going
agree
No,
there is
no.
a time in your life when you need to do it because it does open up
No,
your perception.
no,
of
that's what I'm
things.
saying. No, I'm saying,
Yeah.
but I feel like Ryan, you're not getting good stuff, right? You're just getting like your friend gives you a thing.
Yeah,
stuff.
getting that like gas station edibles, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, first
Yeah.
time caller.
First
So
time
is weed
caller.
legal where you are? Please don't.
I
please
don't know.
Smoke a drop.
I don't pay attention to the law.
Ship it to the economy of nothing, Dudkin.
Oh my god.
All right, guys, I'm glad that we put this to bed. Listeners,
Put this to bed. That's a little sexual sounding. Based on the
We know why it's
revelation
on your
we've just
mind,
relieved.
Ryan.
Based on a
Anyway.
recent revelation.
So are we? Can we do an episode about the animated series next week?
Yes.
You mean One Piece?
All right, 'cause
Or
yes,
or you
you
mean
can-
the show
yes.
that you're making? I thought you meant our homework.
That we're
I
making.
thi-
We're all making.
Yeah.
What this random listener's not making the show? What, Ryan's gone for 1 week because he has COVID, and all of a sudden we're let this fucking rando in? This rando's been very weird and personal with us the whole time. I don't like it. They're all in our business. They act like they know us. Do you talk to him while I was in the bathroom?
I'm just a really huge fan. This is kind of parasocial. This whole thing has been way too parasocial. I need to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Some
Please
of
let
this
me
will
back
have to
on
be
some other time.
exclusively
Please.
for the patrons. Well, it's time for business, Mike, to start that fans only account.
Reaches
Oh my
on
God, this is gonna be
OnlyFans
one of our
at
shortest
Economy-
episodes.
Economy of Nothing.
Do we need to vamp for a little bit? Have we done
No.
enough material?
Can you just do the plug?
You know, I've been
on that way
looking.
out?
This will be the most interesting visual.
I'm
radio.
excited to listen back to this one. If I'm being honest, I might listen to the whole thing.
Like I'm gonna really like, I don't know, the podcast will be what it is. It's like, I assume it will be chunks in, chunks out, depending, or like.
This is the one
I
that
don't know.
goes
I have no
viral,
idea
I
what you guys said.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it seems like some of the other videos were doing okay this week, so that would be very funny. But no, who gives a shit is the actual answer. I don't know why I'm talking to you guys. Who cares?